Hey guys, how's it going? My nickname is Vova, and today we will continue talking about the UML and specifically about the use case diagrams. Our goal for today is to understand what are the business needs, what is the global goal, how to use, how to start, and what will be next. All right? I get by the way, pretty a lot of questions from you guys asking what is the goal of using the UML diagrams, and it's kind of old-fashioned, old style. Some of the guys were saying, and yeah. So today I will try to answer all these questions, and for whom this course will be pretty interesting, and I would recommend it for completely beginners because I will spend some time and give you a brief overview how it is. But those guys who are experts, don't close the video because it will take only 5 minutes and we are done and you can continue more advanced steps. So I recommend it also for the more advanced users because this is just like a basement, and then we will go to the more details, and our global goal is to not just understand how to use UML use case diagrams, but to understand how it can be connected with our business model, with our project management, with our technical requirements, and so on, so on, so on. All right, so how to implement this in a real life, how to use it. Okay, just 1 second and one issue, one stuff to mention. I will show you only real case example. I will not show you the theory, guys, so you will not find the theory here. And all of these I already tried by myself in a huge amount of projects. And yeah. Anyway, you can ask me any question. You can see my email, my phone number. You can easily call. That's not a problem. I'm located in Luxembourg for now. Then we'll see. We will start our talk about the use case diagram. We need to define the goal, why in general we should use the use case diagram, and what is recommended. As for me, I'm using it just to identify the constraints of our systems that should be developed. By the way, use case diagrams can be used not only for the IT systems. That's pretty amazing idea to illustrate something in construction when we have them construction projects or any other. Basically, I was using it, I could say in 10 or 18 segments, something like that. So from my perspective, the best idea is to show the overall, the global picture, what is our system will be when it's possible. Just imagine you're the worker or the project manager who should do some of business analysis, who should perform some work, take the requirement, gather the requirements from the stakeholders, and send them. And then you can move forward from management committee and so on. And at the beginning, when you have just the start of the project, no one wants the details. They just want the brief overview, how it will go, to understand can we afford it, and blah blah blah. And how else you can do it? But in this case, but the use case diagram, you will just talk to the business, you will get the global level requirements, you will just show them how it can be done. That's the goal for our today's meeting. I will show you guys. So no more theory. Let's get back to practice and start discussing the UML diagrams. At the beginning, we need to understand that we have only 3 elements there. It's actors, actions, and their interactions. Wow, that's like a point. And that's it, nothing else. And it will help us to show the constraints of our global IT system or required projects if it's needed. All right, let's go into details. Let's see what is actors. Actors can be described like that. So this is this element and the title. Here we can see users, but it also can be you see. So usually actors can be as a separate role, the physical person or the IT system. Alright guys, so the main goal here is to show you that actors, it's not only the people, it can be also the systems, the part of the systems, okay? Don't be confused here, this is normal. And this is a common mistake, by the way, pay attention please to this. The actors can have some actions. The actions described as ellipse, like this, and inside we need to have some action. For example, order book. Please take this into account that always there should be the action. It's impossible to have this type of use case like this. It's completely forbidden. Always should be the action. Alright? And then we have the actor, we have the action, and the next case is to define their interaction. We have several types of interaction. We will talk about it in a few seconds. And here are they. Generalization, association, include, extend. That's pretty easy. Don't be afraid about the titles. That's really easy. Just give me 1 second and I will give you all the information. Alright, so to show the interaction between the user and the action, we need to have this line. And this line can be one of those. Depends on the case. Let's right now discuss in which case we could use or generalization, or association, or include, or extend. Okay? So, simple example. I'm the customer. I want to order the food on the website. So, interaction between the actor and the use case, this is called the use case, is always association. It's always this type of line. Okay? And then, here you can see our project. I'm the customer, I want to order the food. And then, it looks good. We have the customer who wants to order the food. That's our system. But when we have some mandatory steps to order the food, then we need to do something else. For example, to order the food, our customer needs to open the catalog. Okay, let's try. We are creating another use case. Open the catalog. Yeah. This is the mandatory step. So we are using here dashed line include. Yeah. So we use the dashed line and we use the label include here because this is a mandatory step. Open the catalog. Okay, you get the point. Where the include is using. It's one of those interactions. Then, when the user opens the catalog, he can, for example, he can drop the food to the basket, or he can call any number and just order it by phone. And the steps are not mandatory. It's up for the user what is more preferable for him in our specific system. In some cases, if it's there will be mandatory, it can be included. But when the steps are not mandatory, it's up to the user, or he can go that way or that way. And the marketing, the system will not push him to go one specific way. We need to use here extend. For example, order. You can see here we have again the line, and the arrow is going that way, and the label extend. That means that this step is not mandatory, but it's possible. It's also possible in our system. This is how we are using the extend option when we are drawing the system. Alright? So again, just to summarize everything. When we have the mandatory steps, it's always include. When we have something that is possible but is not mandatory, that's always extend. Alright? Perfect. You see? Now you know almost 70% what is needed to do. Perfect. When we are using association, this one, always with the customer and the use case. When we are using the generalization, guys, we are using the generalization when, for example, we have customer, but we want to group something by a similar domain, properties, and it's possible. In such case, we are using generalization. For example, customer. Mm, New customers and existing ones. In such case, what we are doing? We are drawing this type of line. Yeah. And this, it's called the generalization. You see that we have two types of customers, existing and new. It can be, for example, we can have a Hector car, and then blue car, red car, or car with engine 3.0, car with engine 2.0. Again, it's all the cars, or again, it's all the customers that are coming to our system. Everything seems to be okay. Sometimes some specific use cases can be a really huge one, and or are done in a specific system. For example, let's assume that this open catalog, it's done in a third-party ID system. Then we can do like this. We can draw the block here. We can draw the block. Yeah. And we can say that this is and we can say that this part is done in IT system. For example, here can be also some other use case connected to it, one open catalog and I don't know, check price. Here can be something other. And why it's needed? When we have really huge use case diagrams like 150 elements, it's will help us to better understand it. Okay, to have the better vision where is going what. Again, next example. Next example is important, and please again pay to this attention. When you have the use cases and when your diagram will be pretty huge, do the following. Use it like use case 1.2. For example, this will be use case 1.1 or 1.0. It's up to you. And this will help you furthermore to understand what it is, how it goes, what a title, and the next steps after we will draw the diagram is to describe each of the use cases. And do not write all this long title, and sometimes the titles can be identical by mistake. Use the numbers. And you could always refer, alright, so the next part of our system will be about the use case 1.1, or the use case 1.1 will be somehow connected to that. That will help everyone. Alright? So guys, right now let's try it again. Let's go through all the important parts and those things to which I will ask you to pay attention. Alright? So we have our use case diagram, and here you can see one use case, second, and another one. And what is important here? What is missing? How do you think? I hope you were right. Numbers, numbering. So this is the use case 1.0. This is the use case 1.1. This one I recommend to do it the following way. Use case 1.1.0 or .1, depending from which you are, from what number you are starting. Why? Because this one was use case 1.1, and then if you will put it use case 1.1.0, that will means that this one is the part of that one. You see, 1.1, 1.2. If, for example, we will have some other use case here, it will be use case what? Yep, 1.1.1. So 1, 1 plus 1, 0, 1. All right. So this is numbering. It is very, very, I can say even it's critically important, because furthermore, we will take one use case and we will describe it. And we will create the functional requirements, and we will need to have this traceability to understand that all our requirements are covered, and then we need to create the traceability metrics. But that will be after. But now we need to pay attention for that. Okay. Next thing that I recommend, and it's pretty useful sometimes. Check this. For example, when the customer will be paying for a food, if it's an existing customer, he can get some discount because maybe he's several years with us, or some loyalty system, and so on. So let's see. Let it be again extend. So you remember, extend is when something is not mandatory, but it can be. Okay, so extend. Yeah, and get discount. Use case number 1, 1. This was already 1, so it will be 2. Yeah, you get the point. And to visually to say that get discount, it's only applicable for their existing member, we can do like this by dash line. Yeah. Or I really recommend to do it by another color. For example, by that one. Yeah. And then our diagram can be really easy to read, to check, and to change something if it's needed. Alright guys, so now you have seen that just in 5 minutes we create the diagram, we discuss the steps. What will be hard when we will start to use it? The first steps. Because logical you will think, oh, how to do it better, how to connect, to which elements, to which we need to connect. There is no like rules or best approach, you just need to try to make mistakes. Send me, by the way, if you will have some problems, questions, something else, you can send me to this email address, or just call me, send me SMS, find me on Facebook or LinkedIn, I'm just everywhere. I can easily answer you, that's not the problem. The only case here, to know this and to easily perform any task, any use case diagram, you just need to practice. So be ready, it will be hard at the beginning, really. Just logically. Then you will, after several times, you will get that logical thinking, how it can be, and then everything will go smoothly. What will be our next steps and next videos? So we will take one of the use cases and we will try to describe it in more details. You see? So, because usually what? We are using our use case diagram just to show the constraints, the global overview of our system like this. But then it's not enough. We need the technicalities, we need the business need, we need to understand that we didn't miss anything. So for that, we just choose any of the use cases and go deeply. Check the next video. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day, guys. See you.